Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a beautiful day here, and I would love to welcome my beautiful co host, SunPsychic Jean. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for this. This is so fun. This is going to be fun.
It is going to be a beautiful experience. I'm just so excited. I love learning and playing and allowing spirit to educate us. And Ginger and I were just doing some preparation backstage, and I
Yeah,
just can feel my spirit getting more and more
I know.
excited.
I'm already getting the tinkles. Oh my gosh. So, yes, we haven't done a mysteries in quite some time. My fault. But we're going to talk, we want to do Celtic mysteries. There's so much, I mean, a plethora, I mean, beyond um, knowledge and information about Celtic history. But today we're going to touch upon the Druids. And we're just going to share some fun facts and Jean has put together a photo gallery for us to peruse through, and we're just going to talk about the druid, their energies, and pull some cards on their energies. And if anybody in chat also along the way has a question about a particular point as we move along, you're more than welcome to put that question in. But yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. And I
Cute.
would like to say and just remind everybody that I am only just learning and we're learning together. And if you have
Mhm.
something that you disagree with, please let us know because there's all contradictory information because of the way the history was written. And depending on what history you get it from, the Romans, or if you get it from the Irish, whichever folklore you get it from. And there's even a discrepancy about the age and the time. So we're going to do the best we can, and we're just going to tell you what we found and what we have learned. And I'm so excited. It's going to be a really fun time. We're going to do some tarot and some investigating. And you have a druid deck, is that right?
I do. It's behind me. It's the Druidcraft Tarot, and the artistry by Will Worthington. I think Oh my gosh, thanks, Will Worthington. Very very wonderful artist. I think these are oil paintings, but they're quite large. But I'm kind of glad because the look the detail he puts in
Mm,
is just beautiful. So I'll be using this deck today. So um, and tapping in and see what psychometry I can get out of the images.
yeah. And we invite you to join us on this investigative mystery adventure.
Absolutely. So if you have cards you want to pull or crystals to scry into, you're welcome.
That's a great idea. Crystals,
To
scrying
we
into
have people. Great. I hope my internet doesn't mess up. Just want to say hello to some people here, real quick. We have Brendan is here. He's going to be putting in our links and helping out with modding. We have Bethany. Hello, Bethany Bonk. How are you? Good morning. We have Jax. Jax is another wonderful moderator. So we're not taking questions as far as for readings, but as we move along in our stories and our exploration, if you have a question at a certain point, please do ask. We would love to entertain all the questions if we can, just to find out a little more about Druid energies. Hi, Lori. How are you? Welcome to the channel. We have Country Love Homestead. I love that. Wonder if you're a neighbor of mine. Okay, who do we have? We have Marby. Hi, Marby. How are you today? Peekaboo's here. Hi, Peekaboo. How are you doing? Welcome to our live. And Kelly's here. I always love seeing Kelly in chat. Thank you, Kelly, for being in here. Yes, so many mysteries. We just have to pick just a couple at a time, because I think we tried one time to let's just do the mystery of Celtics, and there's too many aspects. You kind of have to have a little bit of breakdown. So the last one we did was on, of course, we would do Celtic fairies and the Tuatha De Danann, sorry. That was a fascinating show. Well, Peekaboo, we don't either, and that's why we're here. We're just going to enjoy the energy. We all know we love their energy, the music behind Celtic ancestries and stuff like that. It's just, and of course we have the Renaissance fairs to celebrate. So I think it's one of those, much like religions. A lot of people believe Druidism is a religion, and so it's a lot of Druid energies are about earth energies and the magic that we can use within the earth. And I am so pleased that that's come down through generations and ancestries, and we'll get to play today. Roman's here. Hey, Roman. And Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. Good
Hi,
morning. Good
Nancy.
morning. I didn't get to call you Nancy this morning. I meant to, but I have a lot going on this morning. And then Carolyn Loving Life. Love that. Welcome. Welcome to our fun. So who else? Oh my gosh, we got people just popping in everywhere. Cheryl Mitchell. Hello. How are you? Um, oh, thank you. It's where I house most of my decks. And I keep telling myself if I don't have any more room in there, done. But then I had to make myself a different collection of curiosities and oddities collection. So I just added another shelf over on the other side of the room. But thank you. Um, yeah, let's see. Do fairies have particular home base, so to speak, in the greater UK? Well, many think it's Ireland, but I believe during our mystery we found that now I can't even remember, but I don't think it is Ireland. But that's where the whole folklore origins um, uh, came from. Just visiting. Hi, I think we are at the, okay. We're caught up saying hello. I just visiting. And then Jack says, what's the significance of Stonehenge? Yeah, I think we need to make Stonehenge. We might touch upon that a little bit. But we definitely, I wanted to do a little bit of Stonehenge today. But I think that deserves a spotlight of its own. So anyway.
Yeah, we'll touch upon it. Well,
Yeah.
the mysteries that we can ask spirit and see what they say. You remember that sometimes it doesn't mean that we have any of the information, just that what spirit wants to tell us. And sometimes when we have a pointed interest and a pointed question, they miraculously, and it's not miraculous, they keep telling me, but they come through with such amazing information that just opens up your mind, and you're like, wow. And I wish I remembered what it was that where Nefertiti was buried, and they told us, and we were like, we didn't know that, and it was, and nobody knows it. Like, it was something that nobody knew. We were like, oh my gosh. It was just a lot of
Hmm.
fun. So you never know what you're going to get.
You don't. So, just fair warning. Obviously, my internet connection is being all cattywampus. So, I'm just asking my guides to help make that flow easily and effortlessly. Because I didn't hear a word you said just now.
Oh.
Who you're talking about when buried? What were you talking about?
Nefertiti, that
Yeah. Okay.
spirit gave
Yeah.
us
That
where she
was
was
my
buried, and
favorite.
nobody really knows, but they told us. I was like, oh my God. And what the pyramids really were used for. And it was like, nobody knows. It's a mystery, but they told us. It was really cool.
Yeah. Maybe either Jax or Brendan, if you can find the link to our Nefertiti. It should be in my library under mysteries. And that was the most fascinating show. That was our real first show of mysteries, I think we did. So it was just magical. Hello, Pixie. How are you? Good day from UK, maybe. Anyway, all right. So, Jean, let's get started by talking a little about Druidism. Go to our banners here. Uh, okay. So we're just going to read little snippets for now. You know, the Druids, ancient Celtic priesthood known as Druids, remain enigmatic, and much about their beliefs, practices, and extent of their influence is still shrouded in speculation. Um, the precise origins of the Druids remain uncertain. My throat's going to be funny on me today. Um, while they're believed to have emerged in a prehistoric Celtic societies, the lack of written records makes it difficult to trace their development. Um, we'll pause there a little bit. Do you want to read the next one? My throat's getting a little. Much is what known.
And I just cleared my throat. Much of what is known about Druid beliefs and rituals come from the Roman accounts, which may be biased. Maybe, you think so? The specifics of their spiritual practices, including rituals, ceremonies, and nature worship. So this is we all have today remnants of the Druid practices, spiritual practices, rituals, and ceremonies, and like even mistletoe. There's the solstices. I mean, there's just so much that we
Mhm.
still connect with today that go all the way back to these druids. And these druids were spiritual people who practiced ceremonies and understood the meaning of the connection of their soul to the to the other realms,
Right.
and it's all part of us. And as always, it was trying to be hidden and pushed away and discrepancy and shrouded in whatever, but now we want to kind of bring it back out and see what it's all about.
Yeah. You know, much of our those who are practicing witches, I think, are just um, let's say the descending energy of the druids, because of their magical practices involving the earth. So I think it's just a natural symbiosis of evolution to current times. Um, and I love more the ones who practice in full ritual. I'm always impressed because I've always thought I would want to do that. When I become an old crone, that's what I want to do. I want to do my own herbal tinctures and remedies and stuff like that. And so I need to build me a little bit of an apothecary to do so.
Mhm. And I think
Um,
that it resonates with you for more than one reason. And sometimes it's because we had a past life in that era and doing those types of rituals and practices. And a lot of
mhm.
us have been on this earth before during those times where it wasn't tainted. And that's why we incarnated here at this time because of the new evolution that's occurring again, once again.
Absolutely. I was told I was a druid priestess in a past life in the
Well, there
times
you
of
go.
Stonehenge. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's. Jax had a comment. I'm trying to find it. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay. Yeah, this is what we found too. Many Christian traditions are based off of pagan practices, but dare they use that term? Okay, so yeah, let's see. Where are we? I got lost my place. Oops. Oh, now I really lost my place. I messed up our
Well,
order.
it's this one. And it's
Yeah.
druids are often associated with mystical and supernatural, particularly in relation to the Celtic concept of the other world. The extent
Mhm.
of their beliefs about this mystical realms, it sounds like it's, oh, I think that's it. I think that was in the, maybe some of these got mixed around, you guys. So
Yeah,
bear with us.
I went to scroll down and it messed up the thing. But yes, they truly believe that we are immortal. Our spirit is immortal. And I think that's why they practice so much with the spiritual dimension within their practices. Yeah. So, yeah, I think. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go to this one. This won't work here. Go. Oh, there we go. So we're talking about the full scope of the druid's roles. Uh, it remains uncertain because of all the much like the Bible, the different versions passed down through generations. It says they may also have served as judges. I got lost already. Okay, thank you. Advisors, possibly political figures. Kind of makes me think of the Golden Dawn, the people who are in the Golden Dawn. But the exact nature and influence of their social functions are not clear. Um, we just best know them, at least I do, um, of their connection with spirit, the spirit of Mother Earth, and again with the other dimensions. And it's often thought of the Druids did build Stonehenge based upon their placement, based upon the astrological alignments and the solstices. And so that's another little mystery we would like to delve into their precise knowledge of that. I mean, that whole thing, just the whole thing of astronomy, the planetary alignments throughout centuries and centuries. When they didn't have the equipment that we do today, and how precise they were in the building of their structures to honor the equinoxes and the solstices. It just amazes me. Anytime I think about it, it's almost over. It's like, oh,
It
so,
humbles us to think about, it takes us outside of our everyday, you know, mm, unimportance. So it also says fairies are considered otherworldly beings who possesses magical powers and are often linked to nature. This is exactly what Ginger just said. They believe to inhabit
mhm.
a parallel realm. I understand, truly believe this, always have known this, known as the other world, which is seen as beauty. So and what I feel is it's a different frequency in this dimension. It's an earthly plane, but we can't, it feels like it's a spiritual realm, but it's a different frequency. And it's about nature and earth. It's grounded, and it has all the unicorns, the gnomes, all of the figures, all of the folklore, and just magical realms. But I know, I believe that they do exist. And I feel like if you have the belief, then they can appear to you. You can speak to them. You can play with them. And specifically what I'm talking about is fairies. And you can have a little fairy garden. You can build something in your garden, or on your front stoop, or wherever you have a little piece of ground, little piece of nature, to invite them and welcome them. Even if you just have a little stone that you put in a little piece right by the driveway, whatever it is. Welcome fairies. You can have a little hanging wind chime with a little fairy on it. They know our intentions, and they will come around and they will help bless your house. I love that. It's just so beautiful, you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Let me highlight some comments here. Crystal, I've always been fascinated by druids and their ways, wondering if I was a druid in a past life. What gifts can I access in this life? Thank you, ladies, for being here today. Yeah. Um, I'm going to write that down because we're not doing personal readings today, but that is a good question on um, asking um, what gifts are accessible to us that the druids can offer. I'm just going to write a note here. But the like the Jean was saying, the fairies, the Tuatha De Danann, it is such a tongue twister, um, seem to originate with the druid energies as well. Um, Accessible. So we will be doing some readings on that and trying to find out a little bit more about the druids, their energies, their practices, and again, on how we can use these energies today. Um, and then Jack says many things are cherry picked for crowd purposes, crowd control purposes. Did the druids have to go into hiding when one deity religion became more in vogue? Did they die out? That's a very good question. I'm going to start that one. Um, we might even possibly start with that one. Do you want to do a little question here, and then because we got more to talk
Yeah,
about, so
yeah.
we want to um, um, uh, we can delve here and there through the stories up here and there. Okay. Oh, hypnicity. So we're not doing personal readings today. What we are this is some Celtic mysteries episode, and we are going to be reading on Celtic energies and how we can use these energies. And so, if you have a question about druids, we're doing druids today. You're more than welcome to put in a question in there. So, all right. So, I lost that to hide it. Here we go. Okay. All right. So let's do that. Do we want to start off with that question?
Yes.
Might as well. Okay, perfect. All right. So what gifts are accessible to us today that the druid ancestors can pass through? I'm going to mute myself while I shuffle.
Mm-hmm. So, so the druids, from what I understand, was a it was like a community or a lifestyle, and or a time or a belief, a society, a community, all of these things. And I do feel as though they may have been overpowered at some point in time. And why I say that is I'm getting the Five of Swords, and they were in a battle and fighting for their right to express and to celebrate and to practice and to have their own beliefs. And I feel as though the one deity energy that was coming through, that you so eloquently put, was in battle with them and was telling, it was easy to convince certain people at certain times and just allow that to spread. And I think that because of the intention, the nefarious intention of that party to manipulate others in order to control and overpower was and now I'm hearing it was something that was difficult for them to fight off. And then I'm also hearing that they did not want conflict. They did not want, um, to fight. They were peaceful, and they didn't see any harm in like live and let live. They're like, oh, they're lost. Let them just go. And they were like unaware of the magnitude and the power that they would eventually gain. So I do feel as though there was courage and persistence here, resilience and boundaries. I feel as though they did coexist. What is this? This is the seven. Is this the seven? It's the nine. Nine of wands. You guys, bear with me. The nine of wands. And I feel like what they did was they said, well, we can still practice. We don't have to convince them, and they can tell anybody. Like they just were going along to get along. They were not combative. They were not overpowering. They lived life in a spiritual, loving, unconditional love kind of a feeling. And they just didn't want to, fight back or feel the necessary. They just thought, well, we'll just live in our world and let them live in their world. It's go along to get along. And they really didn't see any harm in that. And however, they were kind of, putting themselves in their own prison, so to speak. Like they didn't realize how detrimental not fighting back was. And then lastly, I have I think it's the four. Yeah, it's the Four of Cups. And it says meditation, contemplation, apathy, and disconnected. And I feel like that they were ostracized. And I know that that's not what this card is. I'm just doing it intuitively, but they were ostracized and that they didn't want what the other religions were offering them. And they said, we'll have riches, we'll all be one. And they're like, I don't believe in your religion and I want to do what I want to do. And they just did not want what was offered to them. So they decided to retreat on their own and just live in their own community. It felt like they were sort of isolating themselves. So, in your sense, did they go into hiding? Not exactly, but they didn't want to fight anymore and they just wanted to have some peace. But they didn't realize the ramifications of their, you know, of that because they never had somebody challenge them on something that was like it was like fact. It was like known. It was a way of life. It was all they ever knew. To have somebody tell you that no, you're not walking on the earth, you're floating upside down. When you're like, oh, I've been walking every day, I think I know what walking is. They're like, no, that's upside down. Your feet are really supposed to be up here. Like telling somebody something totally unheard of, and they just couldn't conceptualize. They couldn't understand why in the world would they want to tell me that? It just didn't make sense. But that was a really good question. And did they? I don't know. I don't feel as though they died out. I feel like they're still here. I feel like they've always been here. And I feel like they're almost telling me, they're showing me like the diary of Anne Frank. I feel like they were hiding, but they didn't. I feel like at some point in time, in order to survive, they had to hide. So that is really good, Mango Unicorn. I feel like that was very insightful of you. Thank you, Ginger. I think you're still muted, hon.
Of course I am. I was just highlighting some questions too. I got much of the same.
Oh, did you?
Interesting enough. Yes. Okay. So this card here made me think more of Emperor energy. So even though it says King of Pentacles, so many believe that it was the Roman Empire that pushed the Druids, kind of into their own bit of hiding. what's interesting about this image is the fire in the background, and then yet this peaceful view out of the window. The Druids were here for peace, and the Romans just wanted to take over the world. So as they were rushing through to get to the British Empire, I'm going to pull this card with this, the Eight of Swords. It's the beliefs. Anything other than what they believed, it wasn't true. So I'm going to put this one as the Romans, since it's believed that the Romans had something to do with them going into hiding. The Romans were stuck in their own heads. They were very narrow-minded, tunnel vision, so to speak. They it was their way or no way. So that's what I believe here. And so um, I got the Eight of Wands here. So asking about the Druid energies, how did their energy live on through the generations and of ancestry, and through messages, it's very possible. I'm thinking it's very possible that since they were in tune with the higher realms, um, they probably had telepathy and were able to communicate with each other as I feel like they had to disperse in order to save the Druid family. We'll see, because y'all hide in one place and there goes, we're wiped out. So this came out perfectly. They had to go in hiding in some way, but not just hiding like let's go hide in the mountains. It's their whole garb. They just dressed as the common folk so that they wouldn't be found out, while always carrying the light for the others. And they all intuitively knew who each other were, and they and then maybe that's where they started these underground rituals as well. Um, all of a sudden, I'm thinking of the Knights of Templar. Um, that was a very interesting thought. Um, so I was asking, how do they, as they had to go into hiding, how do you keep this ancestry alive, passing down from generation to generation? So part of it was going in, really working on that spiritual connection, the otherworldly connection, which is omnipresent, so they can communicate with each other that way. And their gift to us throughout time, I got Ace of Cups. So that fountain of youth, so to speak, is what I'm getting out of this card. They still, even in hiding, were able to keep their religion, we'll call it, alive, the magic alive, the knowledge of Mother Earth alive. And it was through, I believe, like camouflage, dressing as the common folk, meeting in private. And obviously, what's more private than going out into the woods under a full moon? So you're not attracting outside energies because it's the moon's light that helps light their way and for their ceremonies. So that's the beginning of what we're getting into today. So just want to say hi to all those who are popping in. Thank you for coming in and sharing space with us today. Today, there's no personal readings. We're actually reading on Celtic energies. Specifically today, we're reading on Druid energies and what they can offer us. So,
Are you ready for the slideshow?
Yes, let's.
Maybe just take a little break and do a slideshow. This is just like for you guys to have a little idea of some imagery. If I can find it, there it is. And it's just for fun. It's just a little some images that I first came up with. And here are the Romans. Look at that Roman. And here are the Druids. And look at they wore these antlers. And I feel as though there is like a deity or a an energy that they are emulating. And I saw this energy in a psychic reading one time, and it wasn't actually what I saw was it wasn't actually antlers. It was like plasma electric energy that was like flying around their
Wow.
head, and it appeared to be like antlers. So to mimic their god, they or their deity, they wore this, and that is just my experience. That is not anything that is has been proven or you know, one way or the other. And this is the Stonehenge, and this is just an image of what it would look like if the Druids were alive today. And this is a contemporary photo, but I thought it was interesting the way they would
Mhm.
dress up in the traditional garb, offer the offerings. They have musical instruments and saying prayers to the deities, but it looks like they you know, they would have priests and priestesses, but it's not. I don't feel it was very much a religion as much it was a practice and a
Mhm.
spiritual, uh,
Can I
like
say something real quick? When
yeah,
pagan festivals will say to celebrate all this happen, have you noticed you never hear of anybody getting trampled or anybody death or a fight brawl or anything? When you have other festivals, there's always mischief and mayhem and accidents and um, they are a peaceful tribe, and that's all they ever wanted to be. So
that's
move on
cool.
to that next
That's
beautiful
cool.
picture.
Mhm. And then this is just
So
another image of the deity, and it reminds me of Pan or Kokopelli, or he goes by many different, and he's the god of nature, the expression of God in nature. And this is a deity that actually is known by many different names. But I thought this was beautiful because he had all the wildlife all around him, and the Kokopelli and the Pied Piper, that folklore, and he's just really beautiful. I love that. And there's your druid.
Merlin.
There's your druid,
There's my
everybody. That,
Merlin.
oh, it's Merlin. Okay.
I don't
Is
know if
that
it's
Merlin?
Merlin. I'm just
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
And Ginger told us, go ahead.
Father Druid. I mean,
She told us that
beautiful.
Merlin it's not proven whether or not he was a druid, but it's believed that
Right.
he was a druid. And this is just another
Um,
image of the essence of mother nature, and this is the god of nature, and this is them together. And I feel like this was sort of like part of their uh,
yeah.
belief and their deities
Mhm.
that they followed, and of course
I almost
nature.
used that deck today. This is from Julia Jeffrey, and that's one of my favorite cards in her deck. It's the Lover's card, but yeah, Gaia and Cernunnos. It's
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yep. And
beautiful.
this is the same. That was the other name with the guy with the flute, Sir
Yeah,
Nunes. And that's who came to me in a reading, you guys. I'm telling you, freaked me out. But this was a beautiful image. I love this image. So green. I love green. And this is another image. And this is looks like somebody who is doing a ritual and honoring what they've seen in the past, and all the wildlife is around them. It's just an image portraying what they believed and what they did. Now, does anybody know what this is? I wanted to put this up as a question in the chat. If any of you are
that
familiar.
looks like the what they would have as the Burning Man.
Oh,
And every year there's a ritual of they will construct this figure. Jax, can you do a little research real quick about the Burning Man? I don't know the significance of the Burning Man. I just know that they do it. This is what it looks like to me. That might not be what it is, but uh,
why are there people inside
yeah,
there?
that when you enlarged it, I'm thinking, wait a minute,
There
because
are
I
people.
have been.
Are they constructing it, or are they going to die?
I know they almost look like they're being prisoners in there. I have pagan other worlds, and the devil card in that deck. that would have been perfect for this episode as well. It's the devil have entrapping souls, but I'm wondering if that's what
Mm.
the Burning Man is about, is releasing the souls. I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
let's read on it. Let's pause here. That was brilliant. Let's read on that.
okay, let's do
Let me
that.
just I'm just going to pause it, you guys. We'll
Ooh,
come right back to it. Is the burning man the releasing of the souls? Is that what you said, Ginger? Because that was good.
yeah, it's a question, and I'm just getting tingles everywhere.
And, and Christine is saying the Wicker Man is legendary, large pagan wicker statue reportedly used by ancient Celtic druids to hold human and animal sacrifices for burning. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Is this
thank you,
also the why
Christine.
they do the Burning Man is a
Mm,
representation of what happened? Like a
mm.
reenactment, like how they reenact the Civil War? Why would you do that?
But they do.
and and Garnet says there's a film called The Wicker Man Cult.
Yes.
Oh,
Nick Nolte in that? I was it Nick? Not Nick. Yeah, wait. Yeah, not Nick Nolte. Nicholas Cage. Nick Nolte.
thank
Oh,
you,
he would have.
Christine and Garnet. Oh, Christine
Um,
is from Ireland. No wonder she knows this.
oh,
Gosh.
all right. How do we want
So
to phrase that question, Jean?
were they was is the Burning Man ritual
Okay.
where they would kill prisoners originally, where they were killed prisoners,
Okay.
that she said that the Wicker Man, but it's Burning Man. You're from
All right.
Scotland. Sorry, Christine, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Why
know
don't we
that's
do
a thing.
both? Just are they connected? Okay. Is Wicker Man and the Burning Man connected? Oh, these are so huge.
So oh, I think they're interchangeable. I think they are interchangeable. And I do feel as though it may be two different folklores that are like blended together and used almost it's almost like a reinterpretation, like this side of the land called it the Burning Man and this side of the land called it the Wicker Man, and then they blended together. You know um how the Greek pantheon um mimics other, it's like a repeated, you know, kind of story of, you know, um of the origin or something. I don't know, of history. Oh, look, Burning Man serves as a symbolic artistic release of creativity. Oh, the Wicker Man in the film is designed for the ritual execution of humans. That's what the
Mm.
picture is. But the Burning Man serves as a symbolic artistic release of creativity. Wow.
Mhm. And
Christine, you
also,
want to come on?
uh-huh.
That's amazing. You
And
know,
then Jack said the origination of the 1986 summer solstice bonfire mimics ancient pagan now I said pagan rituals, often compared to the burning of the Wicker Man to release personal burdens and fears. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna read a little.
I'm not sure what I'm getting.
Okay.
It's not clear to me. They're showing me the hermit. And what that says, I do feel like they're in search of their soul. I feel like they're in search of their soul. And then I'm also getting the Eight of Wands, many possibilities, many folklore all together wrapped in one. And then I also have the Two of Pentacles, that it teeters and totters. between the Burning Man and the Wicker Man, but it's not that. It's one is derived from the other, and one is um, negative or tragic, and then the other was to turn it around to find a positive aspect, that their souls were released. And it was, Christine said, the release of creativity, but the souls were released to, yeah,
Well, that
that's
really
interesting.
makes sense because the suit of wands is partly about creativity. So, and Jax did say for these Americans, well, I'll call them, is a festival, and it's uh, really, yeah, just about consumerism, not necessarily about lore. But
Mm,
lend the ear to. Sometimes the universe has a way of whispering things in our ear, and we are doing it just for the consumerism. But spirit has its own needing that metaphorical release, and I think influences people in their own way to start a ritual that they have no idea why they started a ritual. You know.
right. Like the Easter Bunny and Easter eggs. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all consumerism, but it's, you know, all right. So let me just continue. I only have a few here, you guys. And this
Oh,
is
I didn't read. I want to
um,
read on that real quick.
on this one.
The Burning Man thing. The
Oh, I'm
pulled cards for.
sorry. I thought you did.
Um, so okay. So interesting enough, I got the Three of Wands. So the journey. The burning of this wicker man is part of that spiritual journey, and even though it was originally for sacrifice, that's kind of scary. I never knew that. Maybe it's that soul's journey. We're all here for a purpose. Now that's just, I don't believe that. I'm going to die in a burning wicker man. That's my soul's purpose. I don't know, but it's led to a journey of enlightenment, so to speak. Whether it was for the people doing the burning or the people who um, was burned or sacrificed. I think it led to a very spiritual journey. The sun card, that's, heaven, so to speak. A lot of sacrifices throughout time were like in the Mayans. They were volunteering to be sacrificed because of soul releasement they felt they were going to achieve. And so it was an honor for them. I too got the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, it's two separate things perhaps, but I still feel like there's a connection because I got the wheel here. And the wheel, to me, that's this particular wheel is just the ritual, the rituals and the beliefs and the intentions that went into that. And then I didn't even see this card, the Nine of Cups. It's just a fulfillment of some sort. So that was interesting for that Wicker Man. Oh yes, that hollow cow. I just watched a movie with that hollow cow. Things is scary. Um, yeah, so go ahead. I want to see more pictures.
I'm sorry. Now we can go on to, now this is the female that Ginger was searching high and low. And tell them about the female that you found.
Yeah, so let me go back to. Oh, tell me I did not just delete her. Um, all right, I let me type in her name or put her name in the chat. I'm just gonna say Bei Shui. Let me see if this will let me copy and hello, copy and paste here. Um, okay, so she was known. Many times in Druid history, we don't hear of the women in Druid history. Bei Shuli, Shuli. Visually, we'll pretend I know what I'm talking about. Um, okay, so she was a let me see. All right, so she was part of the we'll call it the battle, a battle druidess, so to speak. She was able to manipulate nature. Um, she would enchant trees, stones, and sods of earth, and wield them as weapons against the enemy of the Tuatha De Danann. So she was very in touch with nature, and obviously the Fae. And I'm trying to. There was so much about her, but it's just a reminder that women back then were as powerful as the male. And I believe they were more of an equal back then than they were perceived throughout time, where it was just men were all the everything, and women were just the stay-at-home mothers and wives. And so she was able to have the power to call upon nature to assist in battles. Makes me think of one of the battles in, I think it was the Lord of the Rings, where the giant trees were all came together and battled. And so that's the image I get when Beshuli, um, she was a protector. And so that was a fascinating um, little tidbit there.
And
Oh, do
when
we
you were
want to pull a
looking
card or
through,
two on her? What's this say?
yeah, you can do that. We can do that.
Yeah,
Oh, look. Oh, sorry. We're both clicking it. I'll do it.
thank you.
Uh,
Um,
Baishali and Diana were daughters of the woodland goddess Philidas. They were sisters of, yeah, and possibly of this wife and that Mac Lear. Oh my gosh.
yeah, there was so much on her. I just didn't even have time to put it all in there. Um,
She was
right,
among
right.
those listed who fought in the first battle of Mag something when the something fought against the
Yeah,
Balogs.
the
Blogs.
Tuatha De Danann. Um, yeah, that's the article I had up. Yeah. Um,
Oh, that's the word you've been saying, Truata de Danan. Okay, I
Tuatha
see.
De Danann,
Oh, I
which were
see.
considered the she, as they were also known as, and then Dana was in there as a daughter of the Tuatha De Danann, I believe. Beishui, what? How lovely to meet her. Oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, let's just do
Hmm.
a little bit of a reading on
Yeah.
her energy. So, Beishui, we'll call her because we don't, I keep thinking of Deschanel every time I say that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So let's just, what is her energy like? Who was she? No one's ever heard of her, really. I know I didn't before this episode. Oh,
Well, out of all the tarot cards in the deck that have women, I didn't get one of them. I got the tower. I got the sudden change. I got the destruction and the rebuilding. I feel as
oh, that's
though
perfect.
mhm, disaster awakening, release, and sudden insight. I feel like it's her magic. And then I got the Ace of Swords, which is mental clarity, breakthroughs, and new ideas, success. And this is her ability. Then I also got the Page of Pentacles. I feel like she was naive and um, eternally young, and very skilled and ambitious and diligent with the Page of Pentacles. And she's telling me that she was, unless provoked, she was very peaceful. And but she, like a mother defends her child, or a bear defends their cubs, that there she would spare no expense to defend her, what was important for her. But she would never be the aggressor. She would not be somebody that would conquer or interfere with anybody else's path. And I feel as though she wants us to learn, not learn that lesson, but to consider what that means for us in our everyday life. Where is it that we can let go and step back and not interfere with other people's uh, choices, but also be there to defend if attacked, and be
Mhm.
strong enough and know that we have the power and we have the ability and the right to defend ourselves. That there's nothing wrong with being um, uh, not aggressive, but being defensive. Like we think, well, don't be defensive. That's wrong. No, no, that's right. Aggressive is wrong. Defensive is right. And we sort of like judge ourselves when we're so defensive, or when we have our defenses up, or we respond defensively. That's our right, and that's our strength. And as long as it's, appropriately applied. But she's saying that for us to consider her practices, or her way of wielding her strength and her choices in our own lives. That's what she wants us to know.
Awesome. Um, okay, so I want to read these two together. I got the High Priest and the Moon together. So she definitely was a very powerful figure back then. She was known for it, but she didn't. It was also in a way a secret. It wasn't known to everybody. But she was among those that need to. It was one of those the need to know basis. She worked under the full moon. She, like I said before, in the what I had learned about her, the connection with nature, and the power to be able to use nature for defense, not, as Jean said, not to attack. She was defending the Tuatha De Danann. Which probably makes sense of this Six of Pentacles, I thought. She fought for the balance. She helped those during winter. um, she was a very giving person, and she it's almost like she manifested resources for those in the winter time, because there wasn't a lot of food available. And so that's the image, what this image speaks to me about is her helping them be the gatherers during the autumn, the spring and the autumn, to help with this, a very unique image, to help those less fortunate during the winter, the cold months, the hardship times. Um, much like your young energy, this young Princess of Cups here. So this is about, she, I think, was a teacher of helping people use their connection with Earth and their intuition, speaking to Earth Mother. And also during those times teaching people to have that equal energy exchange with Earth Mother, because if you just take from her and take from her and not nourish her, there would be harsher winters. And then I got this celebration. So I believe she wants to be celebrated, because she wasn't among the most known of the druids. And I think she wants us as well to celebrate life, in its natural form and not in the concrete jungles. So that's what I was getting for her.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, Ginger.
yeah.
You really just took
Um,
me into her her soul, her heart, her mind, her soul.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I mean, I
And
got goosebumps all over.
mhm. And just so
Uh,
you know, everybody, Ginger never saw these pictures before. I didn't show her these before we started. So this is very much spontaneous and through spirit.
yeah.
Mhm.
So let's see more pictures.
Okay.
Jax, I thought you were in a high from the show, not your pain pills.
Do you know who that
Oh,
is?
no.
It's a famous druid. I don't know who it is either, but this is like what a typical druid, and they have a statue of him. I didn't stop to take note. There wasn't a lot of
Right.
information with some of these
Mm.
images, but it's typical garb, and they wore the band of ivy around their head. I thought that was interesting that they did that. It's like nature around their head. And around your head is where your crown is. And where your crown is where your connection to spirit is. And their connection to spirit was through the nature, you know? That was neat.
I love that image. I got, it's funny. I'm thinking the Plato of Druid times, of Celtic times. For some reason, that the name Plato came out to me. Maybe
He
he has a
prob
similar statue.
maybe this was a
Uh,
philosopher.
there we go.
If anybody knows what this is,
Yes, please do.
yeah, Christy. Well, we'll continue on. Now, this is just the a Celtic knot
Celtic
that I
number.
thought was really beautiful, and you know, for carved from stone, which
Yeah,
is amazing.
very
And this
amazing.
one's not very clear, but it has the different times and place of integration, old moon, full moon, and
Oh,
they followed this, the south, north, west, and east. And
mm-hmm.
this I learned when I was in. Let me just get the a next picture. This is a little bit better. The winter
Yeah.
solstice, summer solstice, Imbolc, spring equinox, Beltane,
Mm-hmm.
Lama, Saman, and you know, a lot of the wheel I practiced when I was doing my shamanic work. I did shamanic energy um, studies for 3 years, and we went around the wheel 3 times. And that's what this one reminded me of: dark moon,
Wow.
full moon, old moon, new moon. And you know, I always try and I don't know what that I see this symbol a lot opposed to this symbol, but it's a
Oh, it's
little
the
too
moon
blurry.
phase. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the moon. It's the moon
But
phases.
is it waxing or is it waning? I can never.
Um, oh, that's true. Okay, so if we go from that dark moon, it's waning. No, it's waxing. So I learned wax on. So after the dark moon, it starts waxing into the full moon, and then the other crescent is the waning moon.
Okay, waxing.
Yeah.
I see this symbol a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I never knew. I said the
Yeah.
one that doesn't look like a C. That's what I said.
Backwards D.
And then this is another female deity because
Ooh,
Ginger, tell them a little bit. And I'm sorry, this picture is not very clear. You just have to use your
beautiful.
imagination because it's just not clear to begin with. But tell them the story about the female that you found that she was a seductress. And I'm like, isn't that the way? Is it like you
Oh,
don't
did I? Okay, I might have. Okay, she was here. Hang on one second here. Uh, okay, she was not Phineas. Okay, Bodmal, Bodhmall, Bodmal, and uh, let's see. Okay, it said before Fionn got his fingers fried on Finnegan's fish. I don't know what that's all about. The exiled youth lived in the woods and in the slave bloom mountains with the druidess Bodmal and her female partner Lyeth Lakra, the gray one of Luachar. Both women, Bodmal and Lyeth, are described as great warriors, but they were also known to be seductresses. So let's see. Um,
That's just a strong female. Like you said, the females were
just a strong
equals.
female, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was a fighter. She was a warrior. Um, it says even before. Oh, never mind. I thought there was something else here. Um, yeah. So she also, I think, taught people to fight, to hunt. I mean, Druid women back then were warriors, warrioresses, and this image is just stunning. She's definitely a warrior. She's got her two familiars by her side, the wolves. They're so fierce and cunning, and they protect their family. And so this lends to both druids we were just talking about, both of the women. They were powerful back then. They were, in some cultures, considered an equal rather than the other cultures who just they named their women seductress because the men had no control, but it was because the women were seductresses. So they got to blame it on somebody. It wasn't their fault. So
It was the
I'm just happy.
interpretation through historical, records, and that's how they added that into it because it couldn't be just that a woman was strong and a warrior. She had to be a
Right.
seductress too.
We
They
went through
couldn't give us.
Viking time. There were women Vikings. Um, but I love that image. That's beautiful.
Mhm. And I don't know what this is. So, Christine, Mangled
Oh,
Unicorn.
they're going to catch him. They're ready to catch
What
him.
are
So
they?
what's he
What are
doing?
they
We never
cutting though?
know.
What are they cutting? They're cutting
Okay, let me
something from the
see.
tree.
I think I can. Let me see if I can enlarge that for me. Um, yeah, he's cutting a limb. Oh, he's cutting not the tree. I got this enlarged on my thing. He's not cutting the limb of the tree. He's cutting the limb. So let's just call it mistletoe. No, there's
Oh,
something important about this tree. It looks like they're harvesting. So, does anyone know what they may harvest within the trees other than mistletoe? Um, that's what they're looking like. Interesting, because around these people in robes are
Romans.
fighters. Yeah, interesting.
These are the
So,
peaceful
even
druids.
yeah, I believe the Romans wanted to learn a lot from the druids
Mm,
and then
mhm,
realized how powerful the druids were.
mm.
And not that the druids could ever conquer the Romans, but they didn't want them to be more popular, so to speak, for lack of better terms. Um, People looked up to the druids and not so much the Romans. It is mistletoe, Jack said. That reminds me, as a little girl, my mom had me climb the tree to go get mistletoe because we can sell it. I don't remember selling it, but she just wanted mistletoe. So that's me in a past life. I was the mistletoe retriever.
Get her. It was a very colorful, unique image that I saw. I didn't know what it was, but I figured we could investigate it a
Yeah.
little bit. And this is just from
Oh,
a
there we go.
movie. I'm sure I don't know who this guy is, but
It
that
looks like
this when you look up
Gandalf.
druids, who is it?
It looks like Gandalf in the Lord of
It
the
prob
Rings.
Yeah, yeah, it's from a movie. It's just an image. But
Oh,
you
it's
know, it has
definitely
the
Ian McKellar. Yeah, it's definitely
yeah,
Ian
yeah.
McKellar. What McKellar? McKellar.
But I thought it was
Um,
interesting to have like a real life rather than a sketch or an image, like so that we could maybe get a gist of it. And I don't know what this is. Oh, this was, they said Merlin. See how he has moons and stars
mhm.
on his garb?
Yeah.
And he didn't
Uh-huh.
have that other hat, but this one is where he said Merlin was believed to have either lived around the times of the Druids or believed to have been a Druid, a man of, like derived from the Druids. Do you do you see that?
Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to do a little reading on Merlin?
Sure. How would you like to put that?
No. Let's. What do we want to know about Merlin, everyone?
You know, just as we're talking, I didn't even go in. I feel like Merlin was in many different times. I think he incarnated as himself, almost like a time traveler. I feel
Oh,
like
I
he
love
was
that.
at certain, like the 12th century, he was in the 4th century, he was in the 1st
Hmm.
century, like he came back every time. And
Right.
or there was a Merlin like individual who
Hmm.
always, and didn't they always try and uh, assist the kings and the decision makers, and or the birth of new kings like King Arthur, and
How
help
about
to
who is Merlin to the common people?
oh, I like
Or
that.
does anybody have a question about Merlin they would like to ask? Now would be the time.
I like that. That was clear. Who was Merlin to the common people?
Who's
I feel like he was like a wise elder, and the not a witch doctor, but I can't think of the name of it. Like, like a medicine man is what I want to say. Somebody to go to for solutions. Hmm. Yeah, my tarot deck is not working for me today.
I think it's done very well, actually.
So perhaps he was a priest or a clergyman who would, for lack of a better term, please forgive me, who would marry people, because I got the Two of Cups that said mutual attraction, proposal, marriage, and connection. So this to me makes me think that he was one who may marry people or be like hold the records, and like the spiritual teacher, which he is. And then I have the Seven of Pentacles, um, hard work, perseverance, diligence, and sustainable results, investments. I think um, I think he worked alongside. He was not like above or better than or revered in some, you know, uh, put up on a pedestal. I think he was just one of the, like, some everybody had a specialty, and it feels like he may have had his specialty, but he still worked alongside everybody. And then the last card I have here is the Six of Swords, and the first word is transition, change, leaving behind, releasing. And I felt like he did the death rituals as well as the marriage rituals and birth. Like he was the one who ushered in the changes or um the cycles of life, and like birth, marriage, death, and whatever that is. Like, but it was a priest, but it was somebody who was also a wise elder with advice during these times and understanding for people who didn't understand, or to help people to understand. And I think that's why he came back. I'm sticking. I've never read that. I'm just sticking to what I got.
Right.
I feel like he came back because he had this knowledge from before, and he kept coming back to help teach people about these things, about birth, about life, and about death, and about marriage. And that marriage is just so. Oh, look! Oops. Merlin is also known as an animal shapeshifter.
That's
Oh,
fascinating. That's
yes,
fascinating.
yes. Wow.
Hmm.
What did you get there, Ginger?
Well, I got a few things. So the first thing I gotta hang on. I gotta hold the card like this because
Mm.
Will Worthington is a true artist. I too, before I started pulling cards, just got this. Like you said, he was to the common folk. He was um, the person, the elder, the one to go to for advice. I got the lovers card here for again performing marriages. I did get the high priestess though, so he could have been the village healer. You know, obviously he was known as the magician, the people going to him for advice, including the kings and stuff. I feel like he didn't just sit in his little hut and have people come to him. He was a worker. He worked hard. He could have been, by this image, a blacksmith. He could have been just a common blacksmith by trade before he got well known for his magic abilities. I got Prince of Cups and Five of Cups here. Just help assisting people on their journey, both physically and moving on into the afterlife. Um, uh, yeah, so he was definitely more than just the king's magician. He was common folk. He worked alongside the villagers, so to speak, for lack of a better term. He was just the village elder, I'll call it. You know, um, yeah, exactly, exactly. So, but yeah, I didn't know he was known as a shapeshifter. That's fascinating.
The
Uh,
story of King Arthur and Merlin has a very special place in my heart. And it had such strong spiritual messages throughout the entire story. It was so beautiful and I resonated with it so much, and I feel as though the spirit of Merlin is always around us and always accessible. And I actually have a Merlin. Let me go show it to you. Hang on one second. I have to show you.
hey, Nathan, how are you? Let's see. Nathan has a question. Celtic question. So certainly Celtic adjacent. My past life. Great night around. Um,
Not
okay.
that you'll be
Um,
able to see it. Oh, sorry. So
go ahead.
let me take that.
Oh,
This is Merlin, and he is like a
oh,
resin um, image, and he has the hat, and the hat is curled. It's not broken. It's curled,
mhm.
and he has the owl, and you see
Perfect.
his hand.
Yeah. Do you put a crystal? Oh, you do. That
There's
is
the crystal,
beautiful.
but it falls out as soon as I turn it, so I like to leave it
Oh,
out.
okay.
And he's standing on, and there's a fox or a little rat behind him, and a lizard, and oh yeah,
Oh my
what's that
gosh.
little muskrat guy?
Oh, he's cute.
And then there's
Oh,
one back here.
wow, that's a lot of detail.
I know, and all the way down the back. And what is that? What is that green
Looks
thing
like
on his back? A newt. Did you say a newt?
Oh, I was
It's like
thinking
a
it's
little
one of those
monkey.
streets, but it's not. Oh my gosh.
I know you can't tell, you can't see in here, you guys. I'm sorry, it's not really that
Yeah.
detailed. But this guy was
That's
absolutely.
cool.
Now, I think that this is a character. Oh, look, he has one of those coming out of his sleeve. And this reminded me when and Christine said he was an animal shapeshifter and all these animals
Yeah.
are around him.
Wow.
Just fascinating. And I
Yeah.
know this is
That's
a
how he
resin
learned
figure.
his secrets. He's the little owl in the woods, not and the enemy conspiring. They don't even suspect an owl being listening in and taking notes, mental notes. I have a stone called the Merlin stone. He's up behind me, actually.
Oh,
Very powerful stone, yeah. So I love it. Nathan's here. Hi, Nathan. Nathan was wondering about a past life. Um, Nathan, we're just doing some Celtic uh, digging into. Let's see, what did you say? What? Okay, hang on. So he was wondering about being a green knight at the round table. Better than. They have. Oh, sorry. I guess I could do this too. They have brought me to new love as well of the ability to start making three more totally legit, very solid income. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That will be a question for another day, Nathan. Um, okay. Christine, it's believed Merlin was from Wales. So I have some wealth. Oh, Welsh. I was trying to say Welsh ancestry. So, but yeah, so that's very fascinating about Merlin being a
yeah, that
shapeshifter.
he was of the people, not above the people, one of the
I love it.
community, and would be able to teach people different ways of growing things and what do you call it when you pick things, cultivate things, or and build things. Like he had that know-how, but something just tells me that he was a not a time traveler, but he would
Right.
be there would
Reincarnated.
be
I
like
don't know.
mm-hmm,
I
but
keep getting this image, especially when I pulled that the pentacle, the this card. When I pulled this card, I literally saw him, all white haired and everything, working intricately, but with a young student by his side, showing him work by hand, So, definitely master and apprentice type energy there. So, yeah, he definitely was of the people. Do you have more pictures, Jean?
I do, Ginger. I only
Oh,
had a few, so I don't know how many there are left. But we're going through them with a fine tooth comb. I'm so glad I did this. It's a good jumping off point. But I
oh,
just
it
want to
is.
remind everybody and show everybody that he has the moon and the stars on his cloak there. And I thought that was so interesting. It's not
Oh,
easy to
wow.
see. But and each of these images had like one, two, or three words under it. And I think it said something that Merlin was believed to also have been a druid. And I think this is
Hmm.
actually the last one. And this is about the rituals and about, honoring the animals and nature and the moon. And that's the last one.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Those are wonderful pictures.
Hmm.
Um, so I was thinking on maybe, unless anybody else has questions about druids, the Celtic energies, you can put that in. But at some point, I want to answer the question of um, what gifts are possibly accessible to us from the druid whole energies and stuff like that. So, but it's 3:30. How are you doing time on time?
I'm fine. However long it takes, I'm good.
Okay, all right. So, yeah. So, anybody, this has been a wonderful chat about druids and the Celtic energies, and uh, just learning about them and finding out so much more, and then doing the readings on them brought to light even more. Um, Christine says, when she moved to North Carolina mountains, a guy came to my door, invited me to his church. I told him I was pagan, and he never came back.
Oh,
Says yes, the energy the druids danced to move through them. They did do dancing rituals. I love that. Uh, I think sometimes these, dancing in a circle, having that energy flowing, I believe, opens up somewhat of a vortex. And maybe that's where the communication and the energies of the stars and beyond, um, the connection there, spiritual connection for sure. So, uh, oh, she dances, Marina dances. I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little reading on the gifts that are accessible to us that has come from the energies of the druids. That, as I said earlier, sometimes we have these ideas that to do something or an urge to do something. It's because the universe, the energies of spirit and um, druid energies put those little nuggets of information in our head, and we don't quite know what to do with it. But I think that's how sometimes we come up with it. We feel drawn to do something. I feel, anyways, it's ancestral energy flowing through us.
and if I might also suggest that it's not, it's druids are the representation of the organic, natural nature spirit conjunction that that humanity was always supposed to have practiced. And if it
Mhm.
was never interfered with, but there's a reason why it was interfered with, because we had to get so far away from spirit in order to find our way back again. And that's our a lot of the like the hero's journey and the meaning of humanity is to find our way back to our origin, to find our way back to our own spirit and the true spirit and the spirit that moves us and guides us and the truth, all of these things, the light, and who are what our true nature is that soul. And to come back to that from being pulled so far away from it and told so many uh, you know stories and that took us away from our true nature, and not only how the druids affect us today, but how our natural spiritual connection as humanity comes forth in our lives today, which is represented by how the druids lived.
Mhm, mhm. It's almost like one of our origins that we don't consider or think about. The things we do, the practices we do, maybe this is another show, but if not the druids, who were before the druids doing all the magic and the consorting with the fairies and
Ginger, you're so
okay.
funny. We always think of something else at the end of our shows. Um, so, what I heard as I was pulling my cards is that this was one of the civilizations or societies that was written about, that was well known, but there were many others that were never written about or that the writings were lost. So, consider how precious and how um, unique and antique, or how how revered that this information may be to us. What if it was lost forever? What if we never even heard about the druids? What if we never knew what our origin was? Which was, I
Right.
think, the plan all along, is to take us away from the knowledge as well. So my first card is the Emperor: respect, leadership, stability, and structure. And this is our own inner spirit, is what I feel, that we are the emperor of our own souls. We are sovereign, unique individual souls with empowerment and rights and purpose, and this is what I feel when I pick up this emperor card. um, and with respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules, and power of authority. This is us being ruled and powered over our own authority. This is how I interpret this card. And then the Seven of Cups, which is, we had many options in our life. We had many off ramps, many distractions, many opportunities to go in different ways to find our way back. And, one is money, one is fame, one, all of these, you know, distractions that we think, oh, well, that must be the meaning of life. No, this is, I mean, it may be right for some people and not right for others. And then lastly, I get the Eight of Cups, which is disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, and walking away, leaving behind what no longer serves us. Understanding that material gains, fame, fortune is not fulfilling our soul. And the reason why we're here is to um, learn so that our soul evolves. And it really has a lot to do. And this is who we are fundamentally. Um, and that's sort of just what I was getting. How about you, Ginger?
Oh, real quick, I just want to thank you, Crystal, for popping in and helping us out, and we enjoyed having you here. Okay, so I've got okay, what is accessible to us, and what do they want us to carry on for them? It's fun. It's fun. I got the Princess of Swords, so um, I feel we are still at a young stage in our evolution when it comes to knowledge. And so I think that's what they're trying to impart on us, is to carry the knowledge to our um, offsprings, so to speak, to keep that knowledge going, keep carrying on. I think we'll be forever in the beginning stages of that vast knowledge that's out there. And I can't help to wonder, when we were questioning who before the Druids, I did see a star system. So, again, another show. I think they want us to pull on our inner strength to move forward with confidence and not to cower down. We have familiars at our side, whether we see them or we don't. Um, we have strength behind us, and that's the ancestry, and that's knowledge. The strength is knowledge here. Um, Interesting enough, look who I pulled out. We got Sir Nunos himself, I think he's representing the whole um, encompassing energy of the Druids. And it's about taking back our power and taking back fighting for Mother Nature, Mother Earth. I think it was the past show you asked me about what the phase message would be. Mother Earth, is she slipping through our fingers, and we need to do more, or what we can. I don't know if we can save her at this point, but we will never know if we don't try. So we need to make a stand as far as protecting Mother Nature, our Earth Mother. I got the Seven of Pentacles. So planting seeds today for future knowledge and future generations is very important right now. Keeping this energy alive, keeping the magic alive, passing knowledge through our generations. Because I feel at my generational information stopped with my mother. She wasn't a share person. And I almost feel like I have to carry a load of passing on very important knowledge to my sons who will pass on the knowledge to others. How important it is to take care of Earth Mother and to connect with her and to each other. Because, for those of you who don't know, I have a son with autism. And one time I was channeling, why are there so many individuals with autism? And I did get a message of, they may be helping us with a shift, a transition to where we might have to rely on, which I think in the beginning when I was talking about, when they had to go in hiding, telepathy, communicating through our empathic and telepathy and our third eye, and then I asked for one parting um, message to us all, and it was the gift of knowledge, the gift of clarity.
Are you kidding me?
Look at this. I'm getting
Oh
head to
my
toe. I have
gosh.
tingles. They want us to carry this knowledge forward, keep their energy alive, just passing on the knowledge. And they're just, I really feel like they're so happy we've done this. And it's just the tip of the sword that Jean and I have touched upon today, with druid energies and the importance of it. And I think they're really pleased with us doing a show like this, as simple as it was. So thank you, Jean.
You're
Oh,
welcome. Thank you, Ginger. You did all the work. Look, Christine said perfect cards,
oh.
Ginger.
I perfect deck. If those of you who don't have it, I probably can't see me behind me. It is the Druid Craft Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful artwork and perfect deck for this show. Oh my goodness. I feel sometimes we all are neurodivergent. Very. I feel like I'm getting older. I'm becoming a little more. Um, oh, Nathan had an interesting question. How were were the werewolves and shapeshifters of Celtic lore actually guardians, much like the druids? And that's a yes, definitely. We just learned today that Merlin was a shapeshifter, and this is how many of them. When Jean was showing the Merlin uh, uh, statuary with the owl on it, I was thinking how he shapeshifted, and maybe that's how he helped the king. Shapeshifted into wolf, into owl, and got behind enemy lines and learned of their plans. And this is all for entertainment purposes only, of course. But I hope you all enjoyed it. And Jean, this was so much fun.
You
Thank
know,
you so much
I
for
I
doing this
have a
with me.
picture and
Oh, perfect.
I just thought it would be is this what it looks
Oh,
like?
thank you. That is it.
The
Yeah.
Druid Craft Tarot deck?
True
And
Craft
she's
Tarot. Yeah.
the pregnant woman on the front? That's
That's
amazing.
yeah, that's Empress on yeah, Empress. Um,
Oh, look at that magician. Now you guys
yes.
can't see that.
Right.
I don't know that I would have to take a picture and then zoom in. But at least you know
Yeah.
the Druid Craft
Will
Tarot
Worthington.
deck.
I believe it's Will Worthington. Am I hearing him wrong?
Philip and Stephanie Card Crumb, illustrated by Will Worthington. Yeah.
Worthington. Okay. I want to make
And
sure I
that's
got
the
him right.
artist in you.
Um, yeah. This is a timeless deck. I'm trying to find that magician card. Um, yeah, here's the Empress. Oh, you still have that up. Um, beautiful deck, and this is a good deck to do ancestry work, even with past life readings with. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, there he is. Here's the magician card. Big in me. There we go. Thanks. My fingers can't work fast enough. So, as above, so below. Um, and he's standing amidst the Stonehenge, so where many a ritual had taken place. So, I love that. Interesting. There is a rooster in the background. I'll have to read the book and see if there's a significance with that rooster. Hear the call of the rising sun.
Oh, that's beautiful. So I just want to say shout out to Scott Scorpio's son
Scott.
Tarot. Hey, Scott. Thanks for stopping by. And I just want to remind everybody to go on over to Ginger Faye Tarot's channel. Her links are in the show notes below. Please do go over and give her a subscribe, share, like, comment, do all the thingies. It's amazing. It's really unique. You know, Ginger and I just bumped into each other, and it's like our spirits love to play together. It's amazing. It's brilliant. I really enjoyed this this collaboration, Ginger, and your ability, your information, and your knowledge about this is just so beautiful. And you
The tip of the
intertwined your
sword.
pardon.
Tip of the sword. I'm learning along with everyone, but it's such a connection, you know. And then
Yeah,
you tapping in to your sources on this was amazing, Jean. Absolutely amazing. And I know you don't think so, but your cards were perfect. Every card you chose was perfect.
they made me work. They made me work for it. It wasn't easy. Yeah.
Oh, well, you
Oh,
made it
yeah.
seem easy.
Ginger. She says Ginger has such sweet energy.
Oh,
She
thank you,
does.
Christine. Thank you.
hmm She's an artist too, Christine. I think you guys mirror each other. Yep, one artist to another. Christine teaches
Um,
art, and she's a teacher too. So, um,
Interesting. Marina says there's possibility of a civilization of hybrids similar to Avatar, with the spirit of Pocahontas that guarded Mother Earth prior to the Druids. Wow, Marina, that's interesting.
that
Yes,
is really cool.
definitely. Pollution is definitely something we need to. Um, but anyways, I love it when a plan comes together.
hmm hmm
Kyle loves that. But yeah, so if you don't have the Druidcraft Tarot, it is on Amazon. And the smaller version, I got, the older was, oh, yes. And please, for those, oh, that's the Amazon. Um, I lost your link. I had your link. For those
That's
of
all
you
right.
who are not subscribed to SunPsychic Jean, it is a must sub that you must do. It's a plethora. My day to day life is. I find it sad because I'm so busy. I can't catch all that I want to catch, and but that's why they have replays. So those of you who cannot catch our lives, the replays, comment on the replays, and Jean has the most unique shows. I'm honored to have her on my show when we do mysteries, and of course
I,
we do live readings together. But
I
Roman, if you are still here, you mentioned Egypt and you're in. You have to watch that. Nefertiti was beyond amazing. That was that. I think
we
that
were
show can be topped.
I know it was magical. We would go, we were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just came out. It was like so serendipitous. It was so magical. It was like Nefertiti was here herself. It was amazing. I'm like, we got to keep doing this. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Nancy
yeah.
says, great live, ladies. Thank you very much,
Oh, thank
Nancy.
you.
And Nancy's probably, I could see her like rolling her eyes, like, oh, these girls. She could teach us a thing or two about the Druids.
I know, right? Yes, Wendy, we do mysteries. If you in my on my page, I have a library, and the mysteries will be in there. I do paranormal mysteries, which I call Tarotnormal Investigation. So it's investigating the paranormal through tarot. And Miss Jean was one of my guests, and it was an amazing show, which got her hooked on doing mysteries and investigative um, uh, just investigating energies of the mysteries. So
Hmm.
we'll have more to come.
Remember
I
that you
think I'm
did
over
that.
my. Oh, was that?
Remember that you did the haunted land and the land outside in the trees and the entities that were hiding in the trees, and then you went into their house and it was live. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh, I've done a few that's so similar to that.
Oh,
I
really?
have at
Yeah.
least 20 paranormal investigations under my belt. So
The
there's a
person was
few.
live on your channel walking around with their phone.
Oh yes, yes, that was actually Kyle's caregiver driver and her home that she owns.
That
That was
was mind blowing.
yeah,
You guys have got
yeah,
to see that. That was like I was like
yeah.
glued. I was like, oh my gosh.
The interesting thing to that is before we did the investigation, her tenant had some psychic people come through the house. And she didn't tell me. After the show, she told me that we were spot on with what they were going, only we went a step further on seeing the outside and the energies there and the energy coming from a rock. I kept going back to this large stone in their yard, and she had said, I said something about a portal. She said she just the night before saw a beam of white light coming from that stone. So
Oh
it
my
yeah, that was a
gosh.
fascinating show. So, but
Oh my
lots of fun,
gosh.
lots of fun. So yeah, Paranormal Investigations. I got a library in my thing. They are so much fun, and as in Jean's case, they don't have to be a scary paranormal activity. Some are sweet, and some are just wanting to be heard, and something to be gained about the knowledge of who's crossed over in
A
Jean's
man
case.
searching for his wife. Yeah.
Yeah, so wonderful. Jean, what do you have coming up? Let the people know.
Well, I will be on tomorrow doing a solo show and
Mm,
talking about spiritual questions. And then I have my psychic study practice group. If anybody is not familiar with that, I have a group of people come together and practice their psychic skills. We do a group meditation to strengthen our focus and to center our energy, raise our vibration. And then after the meditation, I present an exercise or a technique, and
mhm.
then we all go into breakout rooms and we practice that exercise or technique. And it's just amazing. I love I
It's
just, the
amazing.
beautiful group, beautiful discoveries, brand new people, never did it before. It's amazing what they
It is
see, feel, and
amazing.
sense. It's
Amazing.
just so much fun. I love watching people discover and finding out more. I mean, everybody's an individual. There's no right or wrong. It's your way, and it's about finding your way. And that's what's most important. I do things different. Ginger does things different. Christine does things different. We all do things a little different. Oh,
I have to
here's
get
Lois.
something real quick.
Yeah. And Lois says, what's the Nefertiti show? That is when we took the bust of Nefertiti and did an investigation of who she is, why she is, what happened, how they found it, if it was real. And then and then Nefertiti felt like she was here and talking to us because Ginger had this amazing Egyptian deck. And oh my gosh, it was fabulous. Just look up Nefertiti on either Ginger's channel or my channel, and it was really fun,
Just
fun, fun, fun.
amazing. Amazing. I just want to say back to going to Jean's practice. We had to scry, and I wasn't very good at scrying. And I chose, believe it or not, this it's like a piece of quartz, raw quartz, and I found it just outside of the family cemetery that's just 5 minutes walk from my house. And I was reading for Wisdom Seeker Joan, and I was able to give her one of the most amazing readings out of staring in the crevices of this stone. So when she means it's for anybody and everybody, if I could tell a story.
Hmm. I think you're breaking up just a little bit, Ginger. Well, come back. Come come on back, Ginger. Come on back. Oh, I'm glad it didn't do this throughout the whole show. She might go out and come back in if it doesn't stop freezing. But anyway, we had an amazing discovery, and when I first
All
scribed with a
right.
stone, oh, there you are. You're back.
I'm back.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
But no, it's a lot of fun. You never know. And it's about having a safe place to try things and experiment and have an adventure or get a reading, like you never know what's going to happen. So, and it's about learning together and learning about what your unique skill is. And that's what
Yeah.
we're there for. But
Love
well,
it.
thank
Love
you,
it.
Ginger. This was so much
Thank
fun. Thank you so
you.
much for hosting. Thank you for all of the hard
Um,
work. And it's the tip of the iceberg. Like Ginger said, there is mounds of things that we want to do because we get so excited when we have these shows. We're like, let's do this next. Do you want them to give you their after the show below in the show notes? Do you want to give us your
uh-huh.
suggestions if you want us to do a deep
Yes.
dive in
Yes.
some other mysteries?
We know we want to do Stonehenge. We just there's so many things to do. So just picking one at a time. But we would love to know what you would like us to ponder, because that's what this is. It's for entertainment purposes only. It's pondering, but it's amazing energy each time. You know. So all right, Jean. Thank you so very much. We had a wonderful time. Thank everybody for hanging out with us on a Saturday. I hope your weather is as beautiful as ours. It is 83 out there, and I'm starting to feel it. My air conditioner hasn't kicked on. But again, Jean, you're wonderful. I love the way you can connect. With or without the cards. And I appreciate your talent, your gifts, and your generosity of coming and sharing your gifts with us all.
Well, thank you, Ginger. It's my honor. I love getting together and working together. I think it's always inspirational for me.
It
Sure.
is. It
Hmm.
is. All right, so make sure you hit the bells on both channels so you know when we're on next. I have a live with Callie Healer, Kelly and Nancy. We're gonna do something on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Nancy and I think are gonna meet back on Thursday and do some witchy readings. So, witch energy, but that's the earthly energies, not the wicked spells, just pure earth energy readings. And until next time, I'm going to send everybody off with Fae blessings. And on my channel, you have to get the fairy butt too. Bye, everyone.